Hello everyone, welcome back to Drawn by Annie channel. This is me, Annie, and I will be drawing for you today. Grab your tea, coffee and snacks and let's dive into today's video. So today I am going to start working on a very nice sketchbook spread that I've prepared a little while back, and I wanted to draw with my pinks and my green markers, so I decided I would draw a Pocky package and a Sprite drink. Today I'm going to color the Pocky side, and the next time I'm going to color the Sprite side. And for the materials, I'm using my mixed medium sketchbook in a small square format, and I'm planning to color them with my acrylic paint pen set and do the line art with a brush liner with maybe a little bit of detailing with white gel pen or white marker. And for the starters, I'm covering my sketch with the base color of pink to form like an underpaint layer. And as I'm doing it, the page starts to warp. So I'm putting a little clip to help it keep a little bit straight. And as soon as I'm done with that, I'm covering the background color first, and then I'm going to dive into detailing and coloring the rest of the elements of the artwork. As you can see, there is a lot of strawberries and some cookies and some hearts and flowers. So it's going to take a little more time to go around all of the elements with the darker pink color. But meanwhile this happens, I'm gonna tell you a little story about me and my Pocky obsession. So when I just recently got into anime and I was still a teenager, I was going to school and I started watching anime and reading manga with my friends. We also started to research and look into what more of the Japanese culture we can get. And since I'm coming from a very small city that is barely a city, it's rather a village, and the year of this happening is 2000s, so there is barely any internet or there is no delivery services whatsoever like we have now in Amazon and stuff like this. So me and my other teenage friends are trying to get our hands onto whatever we can get about anime culture. And on a rare occasion, we have like school travels to the capital city of our country for some school tours or like museum visits or, you know, something educational. But before and after that, we have like a little bit of a time for walk and to visit some shops and just do some sightseeing. And since it's the capital of a city, there are more shops and they are bigger and they have like a variety of products and snackies that we cannot really get in our home city. So on one of those kind of tours, me and my friends, we went to the grocery store to get some food for us, and we found these cute little Pocky sticks that we decided to try, and all of us, we fell in love with it. And it was so full of this anime vibe, and they tasted like nothing we have tried before, so we fell for it. And now every time we went to the capital city, we stocked up as much as we could for the money that we had, because they were so extremely expensive and there is so little for the money, so we kind of spent all our pocket money on that. And honestly, if I would receive like a package or like a big box of those Pockies or different assortment of tastes, I would be so over the sky with happiness, because that was very rare. And as much as I can remember, we only had like 2 or 3 tastes, like chocolate and a strawberry. So I liked both of them. The classical chocolate ones, like milk chocolate, were my go-to, and then I fell for the strawberry Pockies much later on. Like now I would prefer the strawberry sticks instead of milk chocolate. And till this day, Pockies are one of my favorite stick snacks out there. They're easy to eat, they're not too much calorie dense, and they are like a small package, so it's kind of guilt-free snack to accompany me on my drawing sessions or writing sessions. For some reason, crunchy snacks help me concentrate better. So yeah, at some point Pockies were like all over the anime community, the little one anime community that we have. had, and it was like a Nokia that was connecting people, but Pockies were connecting us. Like, if you would see anybody outside eating Pockies, you could almost certainly say that they were into anime and gaming and geek stuff. So it was a nice excuse to form a new relationship. Like, instead of Tinder, nowadays we are swiping people to get to know them, and back then we could see what they were eating and like, oh, they're probably into that. Let's go get them to our friendship company. Oh my god, we were so much simpler. It was so much easier back then. Now I don't know how people are forming new friendships and how people are actually meeting new people. If you are in your teenage or early 20s, let me know how you find new friendships and how do you form relationships nowadays, because I'm so old. So now that the coloring of the background is more or less done and I'm starting to dive deeper into the detail coloring, I'm placing the base colors, and I don't plan to do much shading, just a little bit to define Pocky's forms because they are like overlapping, so I'm gonna put some shades in there. But overall, I don't think I'm gonna shade much on this drawing because it has enough details and that is enough visual information for the brain. So it's going to look good anyway, even without like a very detailed rendering. And all the extra strokes and imperfections in the lines and coloring is going to also contribute into this stylized look. And I'm thinking that I'm going to circle around some elements with my white marker just to define some of the elements of the drawing and make them a little bit more contrast from the background, because everything here is pretty much pink and a little bit of yellow. And if you look closely, values of pink and yellow aren't much different, so I just want to add some contrast to the brightest elements so they will stand up from the background at least a little bit. As for the strawberries, they are a little bit darker, so they stand out by themselves. They don't really need the outline, so I'm just going to leave them as they are. And the same principle applies to the flowers. They are bright enough. I mean, they're white. So as I'm more or less finished with acrylic marker, I'm starting to do the outline, and for this drawing I'm going to use my beloved brush liner in a black color and make the whole drawing look a little bit like a comics or like a pop art. And I'm going to leave a lot of room for imperfect lines because this contributes to a really nice and stylized look. I'm just going to vary the thickness or thinness of the line art, and this is going to look amazing. I found myself falling in love with this art style specifically for the simple doodling like this. Like, I can draw whatever smallest things from life and they will all look so artsy, and I can also make it a little bit messier and it will look even better. The messier the better. Like, I realized that for the most time of me and my art journey, I tried to make my artworks look as clean and as neat as possible and as perfect as possible. And it was putting a lot of pressure onto my shoulders, and I was always overwhelmed thinking about how to make my art even better because it wasn't clean enough. So at some point in my art journey, I wasn't really enjoying it, even though I kept on going and I pushed myself through the struggles and some mental overwhelm. But then I kind of fell for social media, and a lot of artists let their art style flow in a messy, creative wave or a vibe. And it felt so much more fun. And when I decided to give it a try, I felt so much relief. And I'm like, okay, this is perfect. Now I can do whatever I feel like. If I feel like I want to make a perfect detailed art, I can do that. But also if I feel like I just want to relax and maybe do some therapeutic art session for my mental health, I can just let myself go, and whatever comes out of my pen or pencil or marker, I can just let it be and let my artistic messy nature to come up from the deepest depths of my my art soul and write onto the paper, and you can pretty much see what the result of such an art flow is like. And as I was saying this, my art process is complete. Thank you so much for joining me and my Pocky drawing today. I will do the second part of this sketchbook spread in my next video. So if you want to support this channel and if you like my work, you can leave your likes and lovely comments down below. Also subscribe to this channel and my other social media. The links are in the description. And I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and a wonderful life. And I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.